Hey, what's going on YouTube? Alabama Reloader here. So today I want to show you guys the results from our latest little project here, the 250 Savage. A little bit of a powder spill issue there with some ram shot tack, but so I'm loading up some 223 for a buddy of mine for some hunting loads. Sierra Match Kings. Yeah, I know they say don't hunt with them, but guess what? These things work great for 223 shooting deer. Good shot placement, that's key for the people that are just going to argue and complain in the comments. But so, so here's what we're looking at. So it's a little bit convoluted because I had to make a scope adjustment. But if you'll remember, go back, watch the other video. We're a little pressed for time on identifying, a good load. Get over here. We're a little pressed for time on identifying a good load for this rifle. My uncle wants it back pretty quick for deer season. Main thing was not to destroy the family heirloom. He's very, very much sentimental about this rifle. It just means a lot to him. So it's a Savage Model 99, so it's got a lot of years on it. And that was kind of the main thing, was don't blow up the rifle. Don't mess anything up. Just find a decent working load and go from there. He wanted to shoot an 87 grain bullet, so we went with the Sierra 87 grain Spitzer, which I think is called their Varmiter bullet, but Sierra did say on their website that you could use it for medium-sized game such as whitetail deer, so that it would be a good choice for that. So that's what we went with to satisfy the 87 grain requirement. And then I picked two different powders. I picked Winchester Sta-Ball 6.5 and Accurate 4064. Sierra has load data for Accurate 4064. They do not have load data for Sta-Ball 6.5. So I pulled that off Hodgdon's website. It wasn't the exact same bullet. I believe they were using a Spear, an 87 grain Spear. So not necessarily apples to apples. So I went, kind of on the lower side of that load data. I just wanted to be careful. But this is kind of what the groups look like. So we were hitting low. This is the Winchester Sta-Ball groups up here. I had loaded up, 5 3-shot groups with each powder in varying charge weights. And I went up in half grain increments just to kind of get some idea, if this bullet powder combination would shoot at all. So, I kind of started there and then worked up in half grain increments. Started at 37 grains with the Sta-Ball, 33 with the Accurate 4064, and then just moved up in half grain increments. Sta-Ball's on top, Accurate 4064 is on bottom. I had to make a scope adjustment after this group, so I shot these first two groups. Sta-Ball, obviously that's point of aim, and I was like, okay, not too bad after that first group. And then I shot the I rotated these, right? I just alternated between groups, between powders as I was shooting. And I was kind of pressed for time as well at the same time. Like, I got to the range a lot later than I wanted to. I had some things come up. I was waiting on the in-laws to stop by the other day before I could head out to the range. They were needing to pick something up, so they ended up they were kind of delayed in being able to come over, so it was a domino effect. I got to the range late. The range that I go to closes at 4 o'clock now due to time change, and it starts getting dark not long after that, so they close at 4. So I was just really pressed for time. I only had about an hour, and I wanted to try to shoot all these groups. I wanted to try to shoot some 270 groups. I wanted to shoot some 6.5 Creedmoor. Like, I had a lot on my plate that I was trying to get done. I wasn't able to get through everything, but pretty close. So, well, I got through the 270 stuff, but and the main goal was this guy right here, the 250 Savage. So first group with stay ball, shot decent, not terrible, not super great either. We were looking for something under an inch is what we're hoping for. Second group, for whatever reason, through that third shot, that might be something we could possibly look at, maybe loading up that same charge weight again and just seeing if it does the exact same thing. I don't know what the deal was with that one, but that was kind of odd. You put those two right there, and then you kick out that third one, which I shot the follow-up group just to see if things would either tighten back up or what they would do, and then that's what you got there. So, you know, it might not even be worth fooling with that when that was your follow-up group, and your group half grain before it was okay, you know. And we might actually pursue that, or we might possibly look at that as an option if it hadn't been for this group with accurate 4064. So these three here, not the best thing in the world, not really much to write home about, but then I put these three, you know, 0.811 inches. So that kind of pretty much sealed the deal there. Once I shot that group, you know, I was like, all right, I'm already pressed for time. I don't really want to put more rounds to the rifle than I absolutely have to. And so I just wanted to shoot a follow-up with the stay ball just to see if I needed to even look at that, you know, possibility. And so, of course, follow-up group sucked. So I was like, all right, I'm not even really going to fool with it. And then I wanted to shoot a follow-up with accurate 4064 just to see if things would tighten up toward this top end or if it would possibly open back up a little bit, which it did. So we're just going to focus on this range right here. I'm going to go back and load up 33.5 again, and 33.4.3, and then 33.5.6 and 7. So we'll load up 5 more 3-shot groups hovering right around this charge weight. And the overall length is 2.475. For those that care, we're using Remington brass. It's what I could find that could be shipped to me super fast, so that's what we went with. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're using CCI large rifle primers, just the standard. I think they're 200s maybe, just the standard large rifle primer. So that was it. That was the first range trip with the 250 Savage. And it's a fun gun to shoot, you know, when you're used to shooting like that Savage 110 Tactical with the AccuTrigger, or, you know, the Savage BA Stealth, you know, Evolution and 338 Lapua Mag. All those rifles have really, really nice triggers on them. Even my Remington 700 Mountain in 308, you know, that's got a decent trigger on it. The Steyr 270, it's got a really nice trigger on it. So you go from shooting that, you know, modern rifles, to something that's as old as a Savage Model 99. And, you know, those, it's not like they had target shooting in mind for that rifle. But a fun gun to shoot nevertheless. I mean, it's got a real slim profile to it. So definitely, it would be a great rifle to carry in the woods with some quick follow-up shots running that lever. But just an extremely thin profile, so it wasn't the easiest thing to try to kind of get settled into the bags, you know, and get a really good, what I felt like was a good firm shooting position where I felt like I was holding really, really tight, you know. And you got to factor in it's a BSA 3-9 by 40, or 3-9, might be a 32 millimeter objective scope. I mean, it's not, you know, definitely not the most clear glass and great magnification range for shooting tiny groups at 100 yards, but you know, it got the job done. That's why I wanted to shoot these black dots right here. They're slightly bigger than what I normally try to shoot, you know, with my Creedmoor or something, but it ended up shooting okay. I kind of got settled in, and I feel like that accurate, that 33.5 grain group with accurate 4064 is a legitimate group. You know, I feel like I held fairly well, and point of aim was pretty much the same on all 3 shots. And so yeah, we'll just go from there and see what we can come up with. And then once I get that done, the goal is to have, you know, I ended up not shooting the last 4 groups, you know, 2 for stay ball, 2 for accurate 40-64, because I just want to pull those bullets and powder, because again, I don't want to run any rounds through the rifle that are just not absolutely necessary. And I felt like that was unnecessary when we already identified a load that's below max, so we're not even gonna approach any issues with pressure. I just didn't feel that it was smart to shoot those final two groups for each powder. I mean, if we already found one that's under 1 inch, why even run the risk in my mind? Plus, I was pressed for time, so I'm just going to pull those bullets. We're going to use the brass. My goal is to try to have 60 rounds of finished ammo for him. You know, I bought 2 bags of 50, so I start with 100 pieces of brass. And I'm just going to give him 60 rounds and just call it done. You know, hey, here you go. We're going to go back, look at that 33.5 and kind of to the right and left of it and go from there. And if we can get similar performance or close to it out of that, we'll load up 60 rounds there, call it done, give him his rifle and a bag of ammo. So, all right, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's the results for the 250 3000 Savage. Pretty awesome rifle to shoot. I had a lot of fun shooting it. I recommend everyone add that to your bucket list. It's pretty cool. It's really neat. So, all right, that's it. Y'all have a good one. We'll catch you next time. I gotta be able to hit the pause button. I gotta put my pan back. All right, we'll see y'all later.